Yo, what's good, everybody? I got like a lot of information that I want to discuss, but I don't know how to like feel right now. Like I'm kind of everywhere right now. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that's been kind of watching. I'm sure everybody uses TikTok, but I've been on TikTok a lot lately, and it's not see some dances or some workouts or people being stupid. So I don't know if anybody else been touching base with it, but this Ryan Garcia situation got me thinking a lot, like to a point where I'm like, what is going on? Now, mind you, I really am into, like, as a Christian, I really focus on the Lord and, making sure that I follow what he says and, putting everything in his hands and letting him do his work, as a person myself. But this Ryan Garcia, he's really doing a lot of exposing and doing a lot of, like, stuff that I'm like, I don't know where to go with this. Now, I'm not saying I don't believe him. I'm not saying he's like on his Kanye West type stuff over here crazy or none of that. But there's a lot. Like, it's to a point that if I were to like talk about what I've been hearing, this probably would be just as long as my first video. So basically, he went to some forest thing in the Grove. It's like the Bohemian Grove or something. Probably saying that wrong. But basically was talking about how he's seen kids getting eaten and how they're like higher up elites were kind of just taking over this whole like thing that they had going on. Now it gets more disturbing from what he was saying. But basically he said he was there. Then he's just been doing a lot of exposing, talk about the elites, talk about this person is part of them and this person's part of them, and these people have been a part of it for this whole time. It hasn't said nothing. It's a lot. It's to a point where I'm kind of like just sitting here like, what is going on? So I've been seeing a lot of that. Talk about how he has a clone. He talking, and going on Twitter, how he had to deactivate his Twitter because of something. Then he had to deactivate his TikTok, his Facebook. I don't even know if he got a Facebook, but, like deactivating all his socials for nothing. Then he's been talking about how when that Facebook and Instagram, like, thing went away for, like, a couple hours, everybody's, like, couldn't go on their Instagram or Facebooks because of some outage so I don't know what it was. But he said that had something to do with, like, the government and how, like, the elites and all that. Then he was talking about how TikTok, how everyone's talking about TikTok's getting banned. You talk about that has something to do with it. And then people talk about the solar eclipse, how like that's the sign that the world's about to end. It's like, here's my thing. Now, like I said, I let God do his thing, because that's the main thing at the end of the day, is he gonna do whatever he want to do. So if he wanted to end the world right now, he gonna do that right now. If he wanted to end the world when the solar eclipse was happening, he would do it. So we never know. Not one person on the world knows. And the only person that's going to know is him, and that's it. So the thing it's just, there's also something that really got me in shambles, I'm not going to lie. So he also brought up this situation saying, like, so, when the rapture, obviously one of the biggest things that's going to probably happen whenever it happens in human history. The rapture, when, Lord comes back on earth and takes the people that deserve to be in heaven, and then he's going to leave the rest of them here, and it's going to be an absolute disaster for everybody that's on earth still when the rapture happens. And basically what Ryan Garcia was saying was that one of the trumpets, because obviously when the rapture does happen, we're going to hear these loud trumpets in the sky, and it's going to be all the angels bringing all their people back. But he said one of the trumpets was played in 2021. And somebody like posted, I think it was in Revolutions 1 or something. I can't remember the exact like verse, but I remember reading it, and it was pretty much saying that 7 angels were going to be, blowing the trumpet. So then I got thinking, like, is it going to be one angel and then his trumpet's just going to go off whenever it goes off, and we're just going to have to be the believers to like hear it? Or like all the angels are going to be in the sky and the 7 trumpets going off, and there it is. It's like, bro, my head going crazy. Because I've seen a lot of like reports saying like other famous people brought this up before, that they thought people thought they were crazy, and then like, or thought they were joking, because like a lot of like famous people are like somewhat comedians or whatever. So like Jim Carrey brought it up, saying like, oh well, a lot of people are elites and they're just not saying nothing. A lot of people are like Illuminati and they're not saying nothing. And it's like, this is kind of obvious, because when you have the higher up and all the money in the world, there's obviously gonna be some like stations, oh well, you're probably Illuminati or this, that, and the third. But it's like, is Ryan Garcia really not trolling? Because you gotta think, like, dude talks about being close to God. He talks about how his family had been going through this, that, and the third, and he's going on social saying all this, and then he said he went to that forest and saw kids getting eaten. Then he talked about Justin Bieber in the Yummy music video was like pretty much saying the same thing about kids getting eaten. I'm just like, bro, I'm out of words. So I'm already knowing this video is going to be long, and I don't care, because there's a lot of explanation that I need. And at the end of the day, all I can really do is pray about it, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to really know the information is the man above, so I'm just in shambles, because like, as a person that's really close to God and really looks into that seriously, it's got you thinking like, what is happening? Like, the world already in shambles as it is, and now we got somebody that's in the fame and all that speaking, but it's like not stupid, or it's not like not making sense, because it's like, the world is in bad spots anyway. It's a lot to think about. Like, you gotta keep them close, bro. Like, you gotta get to know them right now, because like I said, the more this world gets into these social media platforms, and like kids are gonna start getting into it more than they already are, and people are gonna start getting more crazier and crazier than they already are now. So it's like, if you end up like, oh, I want to get close to God, when it's all said and done, like, it'll be too late. People see this Ryan Garcia stuff as a joke, and I'm like, it's just a lot to think about. It's like, you never know. He could really just be out here just like really speaking that language right now, and we just sitting here letting it slide. So basically, I want to just like, first and foremost, I want to pray for Ryan Garcia, for whatever he's going through, whether it's him being a troll or whether he's being for real. I want to pray for him regardless. I just want to pray for everybody, like, to just know, like, the world is close to ending. I'm gonna let you know right now. Like, I'm not predicting nothing, because that's not what I do, and that's not how I'm gonna get to where I want to get. But the way that everything is happening right now, with like people are starting to be more truthful with like this, for example, or like talk about the churches, or just stuff that like are now being said that weren't being said before, or like coming out, and we have to prepare ourselves. But I don't want to scare nobody. I don't want people thinking that I'm crazy, or saying that, what are you talking about? Because like I said, at the end of the day, I'm letting him do his work. The man above gonna do what he want to do, and that's what we got to look at. And basically, what I would say people should start doing is really getting close to the Lord, man. I'm not even joking, bro. Because, like I said, you never know when your last day is on this earth, or when the last days of the earth is. Like, it's just better to get with them now than do it last minute or last second, when you never know what's going to happen. Or when you in a bad spot. Like, just stay prayed up, bro. Simple.